Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome. Let's see, we have it filling up in there. So we have attendees jumping in. This is being recorded. If you're missing it, don't worry about it. We're going to have it recorded for you so you can jump back on and watch this. But I'm only here to introduce our wonderful committee slash board members. We have Aaron, who is Aaron and Sue, both board members. Aaron works on our membership committee, and Sue is on our technology committee. Aaron is over at Thrive, and Sue is over at Command Link. So they're both great women within technology, and today they have offered us their time to show us around the portal. We obviously have our fearless leader, Mel, here to be here in case we can, me and her will manage those chats if you guys have anything and make sure the ladies see your questions as they pop up. Please use the chat box, use the Q&A. The ladies aren't here just to talk to you. They want to hear what questions you have for us. So ladies, with that, I will pass the baton over to yourselves, and you just crush it, and I'll be here listening and playing in my portal along with the rest of them.
Awesome. Thank you, Monique. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Mel, did you want to kick us off at all before I take over?
I'm just going to say real quick, thank you to those of you who are joining us, whether you're here in person or you're watching this recording later. This project has been a long time in the making. And so I think it's really important to just pause and say a huge thank you to Sue and Aaron, who spent countless hours last year sitting through demos, talking to different vendor options, helping write, the proposal to the board to get approval to move funds to pay for this platform, and then eventually working with Buzz Theory, who has been incredible in helping us pull all of this together. We would not have gotten across the finish line without them. So just a big thank you to you guys for sticking through this project and getting it done for us, because there are so many wonderful benefits that you're going to walk us through today that we wouldn't have as a community if you two had not gone down that journey for us. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. It was my pleasure. I was very passionate, as you as you know, about this project, but also very excited to launch this and then walk you all through it today. So,
Me
okay.
too.
Yep. Okay, so what we're going to do today, as we mentioned, so we're going to walk you through the new ACWConnect portal. I'm sure you've heard quite a bit about this. I mean, if you were fortunate enough to go to Vegas, that was kind of the official kickoff. But today we're going to walk through just all of the features, the functionality, and ways that you can engage with our community through this virtual portal. And I would encourage you all to follow along with us. So even if you are watching this as a recording, I think it would be really helpful if you pulled up the portal alongside of watching this. And if you're live today, do the same, please. So that way you can just fully experience what the new features and functionality is. But as we mentioned earlier too, please handle, or reach out into the chat if you've got questions, and we'll do our best. Sue, if you might help me kind of manage those questions as they might come in, I think that'll be good. So let me also say before I start sharing my screen, and I'm just going to add on to what Mel was saying earlier, but one of the biggest reasons we chose to evolve this member platform is because as the membership chair, I get the fortune of inviting new members into the community and doing onboarding sessions every month. And there's really like two big reasons people join this network. And it's number one is to network with other women in the channel. And two is that they love the mission of supporting women in the channel. So as we're going through those onboarding sessions, I just felt like there was a gap in allowing our members to do that easily, especially in a virtual world, being that we've moved to a bit more virtual world, and luckily we're getting back to some of those in-person events. But ultimately, like I knew that there would be a better way for those members to connect, and so I'm really excited to kind of walk you through how to do that. And because it is newer, it's we've maybe a month, or maybe I think closing in on 5 weeks at this point that it's been live. You're going to see that we need more of you as members to get in here and start interacting so you can really experience again that true value. So with that, let me go ahead and share my screen, and then we will get going. So you can see that okay?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning of just how to log in. Okay, so nothing changes in terms of where you go to log in. So right now I'm just on allianceofchannelwomen.org. At the top right, as it's always been, you're going to see that login screen. So if you go ahead and click that, and actually, if you haven't visited the site since I've been on it a little bit today, you'll also get a pop-up here that has an alert that the ACW Connect portal is live, and it gives you the ability right from that pop-up to also log in. But if you don't see it, like I don't see it today, then go ahead and click that login button and it drops you right. Well, you'll have to log in. I've already logged in, but just a couple things to note in terms of how you log in. It's your original email that you signed up with through ACW. So whether that was last year or if it was 5 years ago, use that email and you can always hit forgot password. If you don't happen to remember that email, or maybe you don't have access to the email because you might have moved companies, we hear that a lot, you can reach out or email membership@allianceofchannelwomen.org, and we can easily help you either reset that username or provide it to you if you might have forgotten. We also have migrated all of our current members into this platform. So the first login, of course, you'll have to reset a password and go in that way. But ultimately, we have put all of our current members into the new portal already. We just need you to go in there and activate that membership by logging in the first time. All right, so when you drop in, you're actually going to be welcomed to this home page first. And it really gives you a very easy way to start getting connected and engaging with the community. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see, oh, a little too fast, new to ACW, start here, or ways that you can maximize that membership. And then scrolling a little bit further, you'll see there's hyperlinks here that you can join a group, chat in the forums, check out our media center or news and blogs, and then also any of our events that are upcoming. You can easily click through from here. Okay. But what I would encourage you to do first is come up to the top right, and you'll probably just have an icon with your initials in here. But I would encourage you to fill out that profile first. So I'm going to come in here. As I click on that, you'll see a quick drop down. I'm going to eventually go here to my profile. But this is also just a couple housekeeping where you would view your memberships. Maybe you're under a sponsor membership, or maybe you're just, you're on your annual renewal. So you can view that here. You can view any recent posts or any events that you might have registered for. And then also under my settings, this is also where you would toggle between what notifications or you choose what notifications you receive from ACW Connect. And so there's some pretty, granular notifications. So you can choose email and or just updates in the portal, but you can make those preferences here. A couple other notes to make under the privacy one. So I'm going to go ahead and click in here. One thing, as I mentioned, that we're really excited about is the ability to connect virtually through this platform. But if you choose not to do that and you maybe don't want to be visible to the community, or maybe you don't want people to know that you're part of a committee or a chapter for whatever reason, you can choose to hide those things here under those privacy settings. Okay. But I'm going to highly encourage you to make yourself visible because it is one of the coolest features about the platform. Okay. So let me come back to my profile. I'm going to click on the green button here. And feel free, you can upload your photo, you can upload a banner image. Tell us where you're located if you choose, what member type you have, which is, again, either if you're part of a committee, you're a board member, of course, or maybe you're part of a local chapter, your company, job title. If you want your personal address, you can be there, but also make sure you connect your social profiles, because again, this is a quick way to give access to your LinkedIn profile here as well. And then scrolling down, you can see I've already selected to be inside of these groups because these are the ones that I'm active in today. So it'll give you a quick, easy way to do that. Okay. And easy enough to say, edit those details as you choose. Sue, anything I'm missing here?
Nope.
No?
I think you're covering it all.
Okay. Okay, so then let's jump over to the What's New tab. Something to note, after you've logged in initially, this is going to be where you're landed every time that you log in, is on the What's New tab. So think of this as a quick snapshot of what's happening around ACW, even just more of like a social news feed like we see on other social platforms. This is where you'll see any new members that might have joined, or maybe even members that have recently activated their profile in the portal. You also can see any upcoming events in this news feed. So if I scroll down a little bit, Monique, who was kind enough to intro us, created an event for Wine with Peers in Nashville. I'm a little jealous. I'm not in Nashville because I love
Everybody
wine.
come to this event. Everyone come.
Shameless plug, right? Come to the event, find out more. You can, register and let them know that you're headed out. I mean, Nashville's only a couple hour drive. Maybe I can make it happen. Okay. And then also, you can see any upcoming events here on the right. So you can see there's a Florida one that's happening. There's also a Minnesota one. So, and then of course, the one that's happening today. Okay. Also, if you feel inclined to make a post or let people know what you're up to, this is a good place to do that too. All right, so then we're going to move over to groups. And this is really where I would say bread and the butter of how you can get involved in ACW. We are a large organization of volunteers, and that's how we are successful, is through our community and our volunteers. So this is ways that you can do that. So you can see at the very top, I've already selected my groups. These are all ones again that I'm active in today. But if you're interested in maybe joining a committee, we've got 12 different operational committees. And these are set to private at this point. That only means that if you have any interest in joining a committee, then just hit that request to join button. We're always looking for volunteers. We're always welcoming new members and members to support those committees. Again, that's how we function as an organization. But ultimately, when you hit that request to join, it just goes to the chair of that committee, and then they'll pull you into the group, which likely is monthly meetings that those committees hold, and any other meetings that are held due to what the purpose or the responsibility of that committee is. Okay. And I don't know, Sue, if there's any committees that we're looking specifically for volunteers that you know of off the top of your head, or Mel.
Education.
Every single committee needs red.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know that there's, as you know, Erin, the membership committee gets a lot of action and not a lot of hands to do that work with. I would say similar for mentorship, technology. We're going to start keeping them busy soon. So if you
Finally,
have
yeah.
questions or interest in any of these, feel free, send us a message in the portal. We're happy to answer any questions you have about, what the time commitment could look like. Honestly, it's as little or as much as you want to pour in, we'll take, because all of it helps. So.
Yep. Yep. And you can see if you're curious as to what maybe the communications committee does or the education committee, there's a little, description here at the bottom too that you can read more about. So yes, please volunteer if you feel so inclined to do so. If I scroll a little bit further, you'll see the local chapters. So this is also one of the elements of ACW that always has the most interest from new members. So as I mentioned on those monthly onboarding calls, every time I mention that we have a number of local chapters, their eyes kind of light up and they say, "Oh, do we have one in Atlanta? Or is there one in the Jersey area?" And I'm so excited to say yes, because when I joined the organization 6 years ago, we did not have 31 local chapters. So this is so exciting to see how the growth of this has happened over that time. And there continues to be interest in new chapters. So if you don't see, because you can always click here and you can say see all, if you don't see one in your local area, please reach out. We've got an email address, localchapters@allianceofchannelwomen.org, that you can email and say, I'd love to join, or I'd love to start, a local chapter in Boise, Idaho. If if you've got a couple other friends up there, and we'd be happy to support that and teach you how to get that going. Our local chapters chair, Melinda Ann, does a fantastic job of getting these set up and supporting our local chapters and ladies. But another quick tip I would give you is that, let's say you travel quite a bit to Atlanta or Chicago for work, you can join those chapters too. It's not like it's confined to your actual home address by any means. You can join multiple local chapters, and again, we'd love for you to do that. We have some of that happens in St. Louis, and I will say, from the very first local meetup that we had, I think there was four of us, three, four, yeah, four of us, and now there's like 12, and that's only like a 6 months time period. So again, like it's so exciting to see the growth that it can happen, and it's all about the word of mouth. And some of the ladies are just traveling to St. Louis for work, and so they join when we're lucky enough to kind of let those schedules collide. So it's real.
And you could accidentally start a chapter that way.
Yeah, true. That's
When
very
you
true.
go to join and there isn't one.
Yeah.
That's how Minnesota got to be here. So don't be shy.
And you know what? Like we do a variety of activities too. It's really like group led. It's not, one person has raised their hand to start the chapter, but ultimately it's up to the group on, what activities are happening. And, so we'll put out emails and create events here in the portal to kind of showcase what that looks like. But we've done everything from, and I know this is true for all the chapters, we've done everything from like a coffee meetup to a cooking class to a book club to yoga in the park. Like it just spans a variety of activities and really kind of keeps it fresh. And again, I think that's also part of the draw for more members is the fun activities. So
And we're always looking for great ideas.
yes, very much
We
so.
we actually might be doing a belly dancing class
Oh,
up in Jersey. Like, that's a unique idea. That would
I'm
be
gonna
so
need a
fun,
video.
right?
Sue, I'm
Push
gonna need a
everybody out of their
video.
comfort zone a little bit.
That
Come to
will.
Jersey for the belly dancing class.
Oh my gosh. So then we'll post it in here. You know what?
Right?
That's what
Yeah.
we'll do. We'll post it in the portal so all members can see and hopefully again get more interest. That's great. One more thing I'll mention on the chapters. We have a virtual chapter. So again, we understand that not every city has a local chapter yet. So we've created this virtual chapter, I would say relatively recently. And I mean, there's really no reason for everybody not to be a part of the virtual chapter. I remember back when it was like COVID times, and one of the ways that ACW got together was a huge happy hour, and it was like a holiday themed one. There was over 100 people on Zoom, and I have that vision for the virtual chapter. I feel like we can get back there and really again facilitate the networking that everybody or most of the people join the organization to do, but also just have some fun, and form new relationships and new bonds. So. Okay, so you can see there's quite a bit. Don't forget, there's a load more here at the bottom if you don't see the one that you're looking for, but you can always use the search functionality as well. So I'm going to come back to the My Groups because there's a couple other things I wanted to call out. After local chapters, you'll see mentoring. So this is another big way that people tend to get involved and start new connections and networking opportunities is through our mentoring program. I think this is one of the biggest values that ACW does have or that offers. It's a free mentoring program. These could easily be paid programs for the caliber of folks that join these programs. So I would, if you haven't participated in either a one-to-one or a mentoring circle, it's a really good opportunity for you to do so. And just a couple notes that like the mentoring circles typically happen a couple times a year. They're small groups of usually, 8 to 10 folks that have all raised their hand to be a part of the circle. There's usually a moderator, and the topics kind of vary from one circle to the other. New people come in and join. So, again, a great way to meet other people. And then the same is true for like the one-on-one format. So this is exactly what it sounds like. If you say, I want to be a mentor, then they'll pair you up with a mentee. And then you guys can meet as often as you would like. And the topics are going to vary and be pretty fluid and flexible based on both of your needs. So a really great way to, again, meet some other folks. And then we also have mentoring open mic. This was something else that we started. I think it was what, last year, ladies? Is that when we started the open
Yeah.
mic sessions? Because our mentoring just had so much interest from members, and because the circles happen only a couple times a year, we wanted to fill the gaps throughout the year. So those open mics happen several times again throughout the quarter. So please, that group is easy to join. Just click in that joined group there, and it's really just an open forum. Come with questions, come with maybe topics that you want additional support or knowledge on, and I guarantee you won't walk away disappointed. So, anything I'm missing there, ladies?
No, just that I will say that I feel like the mentor circles are kind of the gateway into just completely immersing yourself in ACW stuff. I've heard that from so many other ladies. It definitely happened for me. I joined a mentor circle, and then I was looped into volunteering on a committee, and then I went on another committee, and it just kind of snowballed from there. But just having the experience, Tracy Halley was my mentor. And we formed such a great bond with the girls that were on the particular circle. It was amazing. It's a good way to get more involved just in general and to do some more networking, just kind of like, get your foot in there, get your foot wet a little bit. So,
And that's what it's all about, right? I mean, I
yeah,
had the same experience. Like, I rave about my experience in the mentoring circle, both from a participant and then leading one
yeah,
about a year and a half ago. And it snowballed into, I want to do more. I want to do more.
yep.
I just am so passionate about supporting this organization and everybody in it. So, okay. Okay, so then I'm going to move on into the people tab. So this is probably my favorite feature personally, because again, I think it's just a super cool way for us to not only see how many members we have, but also where are they and can I connect with anybody? You can search for a member specifically, you can search by location, but this map gives us a really fun idea of where everybody's located. Now, back to when we first started and under that privacy setting, this is where you could either disable or enable yourself from showing up on the map. Again, I'm going to highly encourage you to enable it because this is just a fun little feature. And a personal note, we had a new member join recently, and I reached out to do the onboarding session, and I got in here and I noticed that she was here in St. Louis with me. So I'm like, oh, let me send her a quick, DM, and I said, hey, I'm excited. I'll pull you into our local chapter if you're interested. So we got to like meet virtually through messaging through the portal prior to even doing an onboarding session. So I feel like as we walk into that onboarding session, like we've already got a really good foundation, and I'm going to be able to get her involved kind of right away. So again, like this is a fun new feature, and we just want more people to show up here. We got more than 113 members. Okay, we're close to 750. So let's make a big push to get all of us appearing on this map. That'll be a really fun visual to see. Okay. And actually, I'm going to call out my dear friend Sue. If I want to search for somebody, although I know where she's at, but if I search over here in the Jersey area and then it pops up, oh, there she is.
I
Click
was
on
wondering
her.
why my picture wasn't showing up anywhere else, but it's because we weren't as close in New Jersey
That's
there.
right. I
So,
just had to zoom a little bit. And also you can notice I've starred her because she is, again, one of my favorites. And so I just made her a star here. But that just gives it a quick, accessibility. But again, I can go to her profile here. I can send her a message. And when that message, if she comes back on a message, that'll appear right here next to your icon. So.
that is the most amazing feature is just being able to message each other. It's
Mhm.
great to be able to connect that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's better than email, right? It's like this is a quick, easy way to, and you know what? you will get an email notification as long as those preferences are set in your profile. So when Sue responds, I'll get that email just as a double, a double way of knowing that, hey, she sent you a message, so I can get back in and respond from there.
Yeah, Bailey mentioned something in the chat about, outdated contact information, right? I
Hmm.
think
Yeah,
especially these times, and one of the reasons why so many people are joining and networking, is because people are changing jobs for
yeah.
good reasons and not so great reasons, right? So, um, I know personally I've had to juggle like two or three emails recently, and it's made me absolutely crazy because I'm missing stuff. I'm like, let's just pick one now. So this is just, it just makes it so much easier to be able to communicate and, to get things done quickly. So I definitely, this is my favorite feature too.
Yep, that's a good call out. Keep your profile updated with recent info. Yeah, thanks for that. Okay. All right, let's move on to events. So this also, I was super excited when I was prepping for this webinar, as I was kind of going through each of these tabs, I was super impressed with how many events we have going on and upcoming. Again, I think it's just a testament to our awesome volunteers and how much, we want to stay, in the know with everything and how much we want to stay connected. So keep that going. And if have an event in your local area, this is a great place for you to post that, just as we saw on the home screen with the Nashville wine tasting. But ultimately, you can filter by past or upcoming. But again, I just think it's a really great way to see all the activity that's going on. I just remember, a few years back, when I would say events is a good place to meet people, it would be like two, maybe three events throughout the year, and that is just no longer. I mean, we've got two to three happening every single month. So again, especially if you're a road warrior, make sure you check this events page out because there might be one in your area that you can join while you're in town. So
Yep, I do that
yeah.
often. It's really fun to go meet other ladies and men in different markets. And if you do have questions about creating events, I know Bailey is going to go through that on the next local chapter leads call, I believe. Let's see, can I make it so Bailey can talk? Oh, Bailey, you're permitted.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
We can.
I feel so
welcome.
special. I got permitted. Yes, we are going to adjust the way that we are doing the event creation a little bit. The only reason is because obviously not everyone is in the portal yet, which hopefully we get there to where it's the main source and everybody is in there. Will make the community so much easier. But until then, and even if you are having people come to your events that are potential members, maybe it's somebody that hasn't joined yet or somebody that's in the industry and isn't a part of the great world of ACW. So to have outside people register that aren't in the portal yet, then a admin has to make the event because technically what we do is we make it a ticketed event. The ticket is then free, for the most part. Or if there is a charge, we can adjust that. So like where you see where it's the ACW South Florida chapter is hosting that event, or if you look at the Michigan one, the other Nashville one, which I'll remind Mo to delete the one that she created. But those ones, you can just post a link and it's public and anybody can register. Whereas the ones that the individuals created, like Stacy or Taylor, those ones only members in the portal can register for. And then I believe what their course of action was to also create a LinkedIn event for external people to register, which is good. But then, you're trying to monitor two things and then add the accounts together, make sure your people didn't double register or RSVP. So we're going to have the best practice be that an admin creates the event. We're just narrowing down a process for that, but that'll be me. So I'm happy to help if people want to reach out to me directly.
This was such a nice little surprise, Bailey. Thank you for
Mhm.
joining.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That extra detail. Yeah, because I'm excited to see this grow even more. So this is awesome to see it happening. Okay. Anything else on events that I should mention that maybe I didn't? No?
Don't think so.
Okay. All right, let's head over to forums. So this is a really good place for healthy conversations. This is where those kind of conversations can live. We're excited to see how this can grow and where this is going to take us. Our one and only Mel already started us off. And so again, get in here, interact with it. You can also, look by category if maybe you're interested in a specific topic. Another call out I would make is this is where the job board is going to live. So this was a really valuable feature that we've had on our website for a long time. It's going to live in this portal now as well. And if that means if your company is hiring and you've got positions that you want the ACW members to know about, this is the place to do it. You can reach out to us and we can help you get that posted. And then same thing if you're looking, like as Sue mentioned, right? Like we're, constantly, not only changing jobs, but looking for, network and connections and whatnot. So this is a good place to do that. We currently don't have any that are live. So if you're out in the audience today and you think there's a position that you want posted, then please let us know and we'll get that posted because and these things are pretty live and active. So it's not like, the posting is not active anymore and it stays up there. We do a really nice job of keeping those real time. So.
Actually, not to totally counter what you just said, but also in addition to that, if you wanted to post your own, you could post your own.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
we
good.
can help. We can help for sure.
Yeah.
But
Under new
They can post their
discussion.
own. Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you for that.
of
I'm glad
course.
they can do that. Okay. All right. And then news and blogs. This is where we're going to house. So if you can remember from our previous, just on allianceofchannelwomen.org, you'd have to log in under the members only section and you would see all of our past webinars, our past newsletters and blogs. And so that we have just transferred that over to the new ACW Connect portal. So same thing, you can see, we have the most recent emails that have gone out, our award members from the recent event, our ACW spotlight. So you'll see all kinds of news and blogs that are posted here. Okay, and again, filter by category if you would like, or maybe publication date, easy enough. So I would imagine like we do a really good job of publishing a lot of content out there online. So this is going to be real full for a long time coming, which is good. Okay. And then lastly, I'm going to hit on the media center. So this is really just a repository of our guidelines, our logos if you need those to create an event, our bylaws. I mean, just think, all brand guidelines. So anything that you may be wanting from more of an administrative need, that's where you'll find under that media center. So you can see like under the committees, you can see the appointment process and criteria, the agreement that we sign as chairs and co-chairs. And then we'll come back here because I also like sponsorship. So any of our sponsors that are out there watching, you'll see what that agreement looks like and what the prospectus is for those. Okay. Most of you guys probably won't have the admin panel that you see for me. I'm one of the global admins along with Sue. So that just means that we can support from the back end of it. But other than that, I feel like that's the nuts and bolts of the new platform. Or Sue, Mel, did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I think you covered everything pretty well. It's super simple to use, and of course, as everyone is jumping in to play around with this, if you have any thoughts, any suggestions, reach out, send a message. You can send it to me, you can send it to Bailey, Erin, Mel. But I know Bailey is supporting. She's volunteered to be our our guru on the platform. And I'm able to make changes along with Erin from the back end. So we're able to support any of the changes that need to be done. But we definitely are looking for suggestions and anything you can think of that'll help us to better connect and support our members.
Yeah, thank you for that. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. That's what we plan to share today. We appreciate you joining. Hopefully, you found more value and ways to connect with our members. And we hope to see you inside of ACW Connect. Thank you.
Thanks for doing this, Erin.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thanks for
much.
being my co-host.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks.
Take care.